Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you started in music?
Yeah, I started at like 14, 15. I was watching a Speaker Knockers music video, and like right after it ended, I was just like, I could do this. This shit looks fun as hell. So right after, I just started uploading songs to SoundCloud. I did like a song a day. They were horrible, but I just kept getting better and better and better, and I just kept at it.
And was there a point when you started to take it more seriously?
Yeah, I was a freshman in college, and I was like, none of the majors that are here is something I want to do. So I literally spent the last 2-3 months of college. I stopped going to all my classes because I knew that wasn't going to kick me out until the semester was over. So I was like, I'm going to just use my dorm as a studio. Stopped going to all of my classes and just worked on a song. And I was like, I just need one fire-ass song. And that's when I made my song Back Different. I dropped out. I was in Texas at the time. I flew back to New York, and I told my mom, I was like, give me 2 years, I'm going to be a star. I didn't even have the song back from my engineer yet. He sent it back to me like a week later. I dropped the song. I got like 1 million plays on SoundCloud in like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm out of here.
That's crazy. And so what happened after that? Like, did people find you? Like, A&Rs find you, or like?
So the labels were kind of late to me, to be honest. Like, after that, I dropped a song on SoundCloud and all platforms like every month and a half. After that, I was like on some Rust type of time, just like song. And the fans were just all over me. Like the fans found me before like the labels were even like in tune like that. Like my YouTube and the gaming world, like they were going crazy about me. So I just kept dropping, and the streams and shit were going crazy. And it took about a year until the labels were like all starting to get involved. And I was kind of tight because I'm like, damn, they're taking forever. But then once they got involved, they like all came in at the same time.
So what was that like? Did you have a manager, or like how did you handle that?
Yeah, so I got a manager about 4 months after dropping the Back Different record. So I was like 3 songs in. And then I met this manager online, and like we were talking, strategizing, and like once I realized we're on the same type of time mentally and like goal wise, it was a wrap.
So you were bringing up like the rush strategy, and that's something that I feel like a lot of artists are afraid to do. So do you have any advice as far as like not being afraid to put out music in volume?
Right. I mean, yeah, like when people ask me for advice now, I pretty much tell them, because a lot of like I was even like the same person that did it, where you're like, oh, I gotta put out albums like independently. But the key that I would tell anyone is really you got to put out singles and devote like at least a month to each single and invest in each of them. So you put out a single, invest in it for 30 days, and then boom, go on to the next one. Unless it just reacts stupid. If it reacts stupid, make sure you put a music video, run ads, da-da-da. But, you know, if it's going average or whatever, you're going up slightly, just put out every single month. Because it's like, people be worried about like, oh, I didn't blow up off of this single or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you gain subscribers, you gain followers, you're good, because you're just going to keep going up and up and up. It's just an avalanche.
And you were saying about like the YouTubers and the gaming community catching on to your music. So could you talk more about that?
Yeah, so when I dropped Back Different on SoundCloud, it was in the algorithm crazy. Like because I think this is at the time when Lil Tecca was like blowing up with Ransom and shit like that. And my song was like playing right after his shit. So like a bunch of the gamers, like they fuck with Tecca heavy, and those dudes started fucking with me crazy because they started discovering me from that song. And so like I'm cool with Face Sway and shit, and like a bunch of like big ass gamers, and they just hit me. They're like, yo, this shit's crazy, da 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 da. And like we've all been cool ever since. So like now the whole community rocks with me.
That's fire. And so how do you feel your life has changed after working with the labels or being signed? Do you feel like the way you put out music is different, or can you talk about
for sure.
Yeah.
It's a different beast. It's a different beast. So like it's just a lot more calculated. It's not as like I can't release quite as fast, but you know it's a part of it though. You know it's a business, and it's like it's different, but it's dope though to have like a different approach and a different attack at it. So now it's just trying to like I was able to kind of master being independent. So like I kind of know the whole game of that now, but now it's like I gotta master being in the machine and being in, you know, on the industry side. So it's like me and my team, we're all coming up with game plans and everything of how to go about it, because everyone's come up is different. Everyone's marathon is different. So it's like something goes off on TikTok and boom, they're on. There's other people, it's gradual. Me personally, I prefer gradual because it's like I want to be an icon, a legacy act. So, you know, the way that we're going is perfect for me.
Do you have any advice for artists that are looking for kind of a shortcut? Because I think that's a lot of artists, they just kind of want to pop off really quick off. You know, like TikTok, a lot of songs go crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, I mean, I don't want to name names, but there's a lot of TikTok artists that, you know, popped off real quick, and it's like there's not really a good foundation there. They put out a record after that TikTok one, nobody really cares. So it's like that's exactly something that I'm not really into, and I avoid. Not saying that I avoid TikTok per se, but like avoid that structure of like, just no one really wants to be a one-hit wonder necessarily. Maybe some people, but most artists that really care about their craft don't want to be a one-hit wonder. So it's building that foundation and being in tune with your fans for real. That's what's most important.
And so how do you kind of continue that relationship with your fans as your platform gets bigger and you get more and more fans? Like, is there anything you do in particular?
Yeah, it's just staying true to that. So like, it's staying true to what the fans, because the fans will tell you. It's just like when you put out songs and you run ads and this and that. Like, the people will tell you what's up. They'll be like, oh, this is trash, or oh, this is dope. Oh, you sound like so and so. Like, they will give you feedback. You just got to listen to the people, listen to the fans. You got to take it all with a grain of salt, but like, you still got to take it into consideration. So like with my fans, the Bag Difference song, because it popped off, I was like, shoot, this is what got my whole career going. I'm gonna give y'all a Bag Difference 2.0 because I know y'all fucked with it. They fucked with 2.0. That it didn't do as good on SoundCloud, but it did even better on the streaming platforms. So I was like, shoot, I'm gonna give y'all a 3.0. So, and that was just straight for the fans. Like, it's stopping at 3.0, but that's just like showing, paying respect, and being like, this is where it started from. You guys made this happen, so just giving them what they want.
That's fire. And so what do you feel about SoundCloud? Because I know a lot of people think that it's an outdated platform, but I feel like a lot of artists still are like, have a solid fan base on there.
Right. SoundCloud's dope. Like, I rock with them. They rock with me over at SoundCloud. SoundCloud's dope for sure. It's definitely not quite like 2016 SoundCloud, where it's not, you know, I remember discovering Lil Pump on SoundCloud, Uzi, X, like Trippy. It's definitely not quite in that prime, but it's still dope. Like, there's some dope ass artists over there, and there's people still coming up through their labels are discovering artists over there. So any artists that are like, oh, SoundCloud don't matter, labels will find you over at SoundCloud. So, you know, it's still dope.
That's fire. And so you want to talk a little bit about, because I know you said you want to build kind of a legacy. So do you have any dreams within the next year, 3 years of like dream collaborations or anything you want to do?
I mean, there's a lot of dream collaborations. Like, as a kid, I was really like, I'm a really melodic dude, so like, it wasn't just like hip hop stuff. There's a lot of pop songs and stuff I rock with. As a kid, I was listening to like IS, Replay, and all kind of just like Flow Rida, Pitbull, like a lot of pop, like dope vibey stuff. So it's like there's artists from all kinds of genres I want to work with, from like Justin Bieber to Fetty Wap to Drake to A Boogie to like, it's a lot of stuff. Billie Eilish, like, it's all kind of different stuff. And then in terms of like plans, I mean, Rolling Loud, New York 2022. I was close to 2021, a little discouraged about that, but it's all good. 2022 is for sure. And then there's a lot of stuff in the works. I can't say too much, so the fans will just have to wait and see, but definitely a lot of stuff in store.
Okay, that's dope. Okay, so now I just want you to give like any drop for yourself. So like, this is Curly J, and if you have a project or anything you can talk about, or a video, anything that's coming up soon that you want to promote.
This is Curly J, the King of Melodies, and I got an album coming out real soon, around August, September. Be sure to tune in.